All right. Feedback Friday. Hey. Get hype, get crazy. It's that time of night. It's that time of week. It's Friday. And here is feedback raining in the new year. May you all be blessed and cook many fucking bangers nonstop this year. And release them too. That's a lot for a lot of us. That's the hard part. All right, I'll be honest. All right. Thank you for your submissions and patience returning to the stream. Plenty of heaters in the chat, I'm seeing. The first being of MagDeweet, who has beat us all. Nice little render looking right here. Dewey, Ralph, Theme, Real, and Furnace. The realest there are. This is the realest they build them. Pretty rare model. Thank you, King. I have an orange, or alright. Flock, what kind of fruit is this? I mean, I peeled it. It's not an orange, it's too small. Mandarins are the tiniest ones. This must be a tangerine. My brain is so powerful. I should get a fruit feedback. Tangerine. Kumquat, alright. It just had to be different, man. Is a kumquat actually a thing? What is a kumquat, bro? Oh. That's what it is, man. Don't look up kumquat. I want a kumquat. Tiny oranges, but mid. Oh, that looks so fun, though. Do you have to peel it? They look like little grape tomatoes. See, if I saw a tree like that in the wild, I would know I'm in a land of bounty. Bro, the kumquat marmalade. I wouldn't trust that. Star fruit, though. I've never had a star fruit. All right. The fruit is growing on the tree outside. Interest. Thank you for this. All right. With our introduction, we're ready to listen to MagDeweet's work, F minor 147 version 3. He named this like he's Chopin or something. All right, run it. Chat's not working though. So sad not to have chat on screen. I beg the chat gods to work. No, nothing but ops about. Let me set this up real quick. I don't feel right without my chat on screen, man. I'm about to start tweaking, unfortunately. This is it, right? Okay, and now I'm bringing it to the top to order move to top. All right, that'll have to do for right now, folks. Pretend it's a normal chat. Everyone ignore it. Pretend it's a normal chat. Holy shit, and I'm stretching it too. It's over, man. It just gets worse. Help. All right. No, this is great. You know what? This is great. I'm grateful. I'm grateful it didn't work. You know, it made us learn a lot. All right. Magdui, I liked your song. The pre-drop chords really caught my ear. That boom, boom. I love that tone. And the choice of chord, like it's that fifth, that minor 5 or whatever, you know. Dominant 3, I believe. So, too sterile. Yeah. I would say that, like, shit is loud, but it sounds flat because of that. I don't know, it has a dryness and a loudness that would probably sound nice, like if you're just trying to crank it loud on the system, you know, since it's so dry. Yeah, maybe what I would do is, I'm not sure. I'm trying to separate my personal preference. What I would say is just like a little more like envelope feeling. Like it feels like the sounds are just like bricks, you know what I mean? When it's like, I want to hear like the texture of how they move, especially since that pre-drop gave me such a good taste of that, you know what I mean? As opposed to something like super saws, you know, this is something that reacts a little more to modulation, so I think it'd be cool to hear, you know? Even then, even if you still have it like a flat kind of brick per se, like if you have some type of modulation along the chord, along the bass, you know, like a womp in the mid range, a peak or something, or a notch filter, that could give some desired movement. You know, it just has this dryness to it. And in addition to that, like being just a little less generous with some of the processing, and maybe putting a little more like chorus and like width type effects. That, and I think it'll be like brand new, you know what I'm saying? Even as a treat, if you have like a more of a sidechain pump, that could be a nice feel. I love that with large chords. It feels nice. Yeah, kick too loud. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty impressive how loud it is. Because the bass is already like scratching the inside of my brain, and then the drums are just somehow like 6 dB above it, which I didn't think was possible. So, but bring them down anyway, man. I'm sorry. Fill ideas, wow, wow. You know, similar kind of like throaty texture, wow, wow. That gritty like dispersory saw feel a little bit. Feels like what you have going on, like with the chords. Or you go like a real like high pitch, like almost redux like sound. Sci-fi. And by I mean with little attack. Like we're just like scraping something for some reason. That's my next fill. All right. Boom, boom, boom. That's my third and final fill. It's a nice tom fill. Especially with how heavy it feels. Those are always nice. Don't sleep on just a classic bit of drum filleroni. know, like this variation section, you could have adding one more harmony to the top. Weird stare on the snare. Not too loud is the dB. I mean, I often say like I match up the low end to like the sub, you know, and that's usually like around like -6 on the end. Yes. And then I generally trust my ear not to make it bright as shit, which you have not done here. I'm sorry, no. You know what I mean though. Like it just sounds notably brighter than the rest of the mix, which I don't think you want, unless you make the rest just as bright. But you'll find that's really weird to do. 100. And especially for the intro, you might want it even lower. You know, given like the level of punch you need for this drop is not the same level of punch for this intro, yet the kick remains the same. Actually, no. Yeah, the kick is, you're right, the kick is louder here, but still, it's still too loud overall, in my opinion. Yeah, and somebody said more flow variations. That's another thing to explore on top of the harmonies for the fill variations. Yeah, drum levels like modulate like a wet process, this main bass a little more. Harmony for variation. Watch kick levels, fill ideas. I'm not sure what you're saying, the color blaze. If you were saying this, then yeah, I guess legato notes ties into like what I mentioned, how I like the pre-drop. Alright, I'll leave it at that. Nice stuff. That's hard. Oh damn. See, almost like that sound is what I imagine for a fill, however tuned slightly. So just the high part. Hey. That was pretty nasty. Pretty filthy, thanks to him. No. Here's what's happening. So, over process overall, mix is too bright, my man. This white noise is abrasing my drums. Sound design hard. I love the use of layers, sirens, like hard chant. Chant's nice, sound design nice. Drum selection is nice, beat is nice, yeah. Alright, now I'm roasting. It is way too bright. Cymbal sounds slammed, my dude. Yeah, watch the cymbals. Watch any stuff generating a lot of high end, like you might have like white noise impacts too much. And don't high shelf basses too much. Like, just listen to your track next to something else and you'll clearly hear just like a wave of like... If you're trying to hear what I'm saying. Other stuff... slightly arrangement, slightly mix-wise, like, it starts pretty full fucking force. I do fuck with the arrangement you have back here. But there's not much to build up to when you're laying down full fucking sub since the 10-second mark. And it's the same root note every time. So at the very least, try octaves, try pitch bends, try a half step, you know, spice things up in the intro. Maybe you can even pitch bend the sub for a riser, or even just keep it out for the initial section, you know. Your ear might be like, oh no, man, but once you hear a bit of context, how it builds into the rest, it's worth it, trust. Never stop. So yeah, I mentioned build up like riser shit. And also that siren you could pitch up. And you could filter it too. You know, the things to do in build-ups, write this down. Filter everything, usually high pass, you know, reverb wash everything. Automate the dry wet, automate the decay a little bit. You know, filter individual elements, you know, have things build up rhythmically. Just start pitching shit around, my dude. Whether that's like a sub or like any type of synth, just start pitch bending it up and up and up. Same with the sirens, you know, all that stuff is hype. You know, the more you do, the more intense it'll be. Not every track calls for something super intense, but this one would enjoy it, in my mind. And yes, mix stuff. Yeah, reduce the high end, reduce the cymbals. Use your ears against the reference track. You know, use your like spectrum against the reference track. Like I have at the bottom, use span or Ableton Spectrum and kind of at least roughly match things up on the EQ, right? But the other thing is just watch the volume on individual groups. You need to know what your processing is doing, because if you're just like pushing something into clipping and you're like, why is my mix not right on the mastering stage? It means you have to go back. So just be very mindful of every step, my sir. For how bright it is, like the rest of the mix sounds pretty well balanced, so. Besides the unbearable wall of and arrangement wise, yeah, I would go for just a bit more of an intro rather than bass maxing to begin with, you know. Keep it atmospheric, hold back the sub bass, use impacts, use melodic elements, anything different from the drop. I wouldn't really touch basses unless you're filtering them and reverbing them out as a tease of sorts or a sampled kind of ear candy material. There we go. All right, man. I appreciate. And reference intros, man. Reference, dude. Oh. Left. so mean. So very mean. Nothing nice about it, man. That's cruel and unusual. Alright, I found a better way to set up the chat. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. I don't know, like, I think he's ready. I think he's ready, bro. Like, I can complain about, like, a few things on the mix, but... yeah. It was fat as hell. Promote your tunes, bro. Look, once you've reached, like, I don't know, like... maybe, like, 10th percentile, like... or lower, whatever. It's like it's time you focus on promoting your shit, I would say. All right. There's a few here nearing. People on a stage on Wednesday. He's on the right journey. Promotion maxing, career maxing, type shit. Assuming that's what you have in mind. Yeah, true. Alright. Like, it's just so upfront, the texture is so mean, it just grates the ears in a wonderful fashion. Like the interplay between those sounds, like the tiny little staccato. Love the modulations. I don't know. To be fair though, the mixing, the tone of this one bass heavily used at the end, the gritter, it kind of mogs the rest of the processing. In my fair opinion. And honestly, what I would say, here's a theory, here's a thought. It's like you're probably doing fairly similar bass processing on your stuff, you know? But it happened to be like that, like this sound enjoyed it a lot, but the rest of the sounds needed something a little less distortion heavy. You know? Because they aren't tight quite like saw wave grit pure. That's my theory. All right. I stand by it. Possibly. Either way, like, yeah. Also, like, given the sound, it'll probably come out cleaner, a lot easier, just the tone of it itself. But I don't know. There's a ton of factors, man. I don't know where to begin. Essentially, I would like use this as your standard. Like, whatever you did on that bass is like cooking. Like, it's so forward, it's so upfront. And whatever processing is clicked for that, I want to hear on the rest of them, you know? That's like the 10% to 100. Low-key, maybe Snare could sidechain some of the stuff. Same, probably. Yeah. He's so real, man. The improvement in sessions. Phrasing insane, especially in this area. You know, repeating to that, He just knows. You know, the riff moves, but the basses move with it, and they're similar enough, and they switch at nice times. We're like, bah, 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 hey. I don't know. Yeah. Particularly, I'm not a big fan of like the tone on like the noise bass. And that pluck bass could be louder. We're like throwing it like on offbeats doesn't sound right. I'm so used to having it on the downbeat, and that might be where it enjoys being, perhaps. I don't know. Not really. Maybe if you even try to process that noise bass a little less aggressively, just let it be kind of like just sub and meet, you know, give that empty space. They don't really come across as noisy per se, like rift, noise, erosion stuff. And yeah, like this first part is like honestly like my kind of least favorite in terms of the arrangements. Like I like the variation of this better. I like all the second drop a lot. Like this bass, when it's not as plucky, it just doesn't come across as fat. Like mixed stuff could play with that, or you can just kind of rehash or like rebuild the first half from the second half, since I think it's dope. I think the stereo shit is cool. It's nice. It's not messing, as far as I'm aware. Watch like the compressed shit on here. I do like the intro atmos, how they develop. But watch too much noise stuff, you know, just like prefer textures other than noise. Alright, bro. Blind. Blood. Nice. Hard. Soothing. Guitar over it, yes, immediately. That would be fire. Rapper, I don't know. The guitar struck me first, not just because it's the first in the sentence. I'm well. Running back, how's the mix? Not a fan of the click, the kick. It sounds like some moments, like he has a little click, other moments he doesn't. And overall, without the click, I think he is too like low end focus, you know? Just a little more like mid-range generosity for the sir. I think the sub overall a little loud. It sounds like it's pushing other things out of the limiter. It's at a decent level, slightly high, but more so like when it lifts up, it sounds like everything gets louder, right? Or as I'm aware, unless you automate, maybe. Love this drum and bass pattern. Boom, boom, boom. I'll maybe process this drippy synth a little more lightly. I don't know, for a synth like this, I think it doesn't need dubstep processing on it. At least that's what I'm projecting as to what you did. And this type of synth would also be fire with some wet delays. And overall, snare pretty nice. It sounds like a little bit like of a lo-fi sample though, so I'd maybe get something that has that full high end layered, or like erosion subtly. I would time that. It should have been like boom, da, boom. Like you kind of lined up the timing of the sample. It's instead of lining up to like the beat. Maybe I'm weird. Watch like high end squeaks on the top. Yeah, and I think like one more layer would be beneficial, like something like a guitar. It just need a little something on top. Try that. And maybe even bringing that background down, letting that fill some space. You can even call response. And you can also vary it down. Lots of variations you could do each time it circles around, you know. 1 2 1 2, different thing. Standard. And I was also referring like a second synth kind of responding to that. Dense it up. Where's the harmony? Even just a root note chord could color it beautifully. Nice little visual. Album confirmed. Oh, I like that one. Oh. Boom. Appreciate you. Damn. Damn. All of you have been way too nice lately. Please play shows. The Great Owl has had the recent glow up. Like, he's kind of incorporated just like more traditional bass phrasing, I find. And it really pays off. Like a little more bass focus as opposed to atmospheric, but he didn't let that to the wayside. So just to address your little thing, step in energy in the second drop, but expensive and over mellow first drop. I would not hold back like how your first drop sounds like in anticipation of the second, you know? I think you have plenty of time to marinate that with like either a break or, you know, like have your first drop at 100, but the second at 110. You know, all right. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like a doubling the energy, you know, per se. It could just be different. You know, like we all like a kind of fake out drop. Like you think it's like anti-drop. It goes all deep and shit instead of bright. pretty loud. Harsh though, I would like watch this like 1K-ish range building up. Slippery. And if you are going for that impact in the second drop, maybe dial back some of the bass sound design as it revs up to that second bit, you feel me? Or reverb it out or filter it out. Fuck. Snare is fun. Snare is dope. I would say more high end, but I kind of fuck with that tone. Transient on the kick is pretty generous. I'd say that. Drum's saucy though. With the kind of swank you have going on the drums, I would almost imagine the hat's sitting a little more mid-range, a little more acoustic rather than like trap. Maybe some rides. Cymbals. Sub, maybe a little more low, a little less harmonic type. I like that ding. Other stuff, I mean, it's on the complex side, my sir. Like the overall riff and the bass with the drums, it's team. I'll maybe play with like some kind of higher harmonics on some of the basses in a slight sense. It's just to like lead the listener's ear through that more and be a little more careful like with the fills, especially like the woo woo. Not my favorite sound, honestly. Like sounds kind of muddled with the way it's clippy. And a lot of times it comes in, I'm just like, man, I'm fucking swatting her away. He's like a fly, man. You know, and the main riff is already pretty complex. Then you have us trying to follow that line. It's a little something. I wouldn't push it, but meditate on this thought. In your heart, you'll know. Yeah. Just more simplicity, you know, allows people to appreciate the differences. I'm looking for the metaphor, man. It's just true. You know, and reference, you know, tracks are a lot simpler and like get into the mind of like the average listener per se. And also don't let your ears like, you know, step back from your production, because what happens is if you work on it so long, like it's going to be inevitable that you're going to be adding more and more essentially. You know, have discipline. And also like beware of your biases, you know? Like you as the creator of the track, you are looping through over and over again the same loop, you know what I mean? So you're like, oh, now this loop needs another layer, or now it needs another layer. Like sometimes, at least for me, what happens is like you're arranging it, but you're packing it all into one loop when really it should be over time. You know, and really there was nothing uninteresting about your initial idea. It's just you played it so much that anyone would be tired of it, you know? It's both sides. You know, open your mind to simple. And also, you know, create foreground and background in your mixes. You know, have it just at least one kind of line you want people to follow. Like, it's pretty clear, but at the same time, we in 720p. Let's, you know, all right.
Yeah. Good on my ones. Get me. Rack J microphone center tight done Jamal. Yes, man. Yo, what we telling them? What? Good on my ones. Yeah, good on my ones. What? Good on my ones. Them not there could never try ones. Yeah, good on my ones. What? Good on my ones. Yeah, good on my ones. Bygones can't be bygones. Yeah, good on my ones. Them not there could never try ones. 100% whatever I'm on. Bygones can't be bygones. I said head down, locked in fly mode on. My guy go right your wrongs. I said no one cares about your rants or feelings. I let to bite my tongue. Yeah, good on my jack. First time thought I running it back. Not free rides, no one stood on my back. Still for me covering tracks, yeah. What? Good on my own, protected. They can't run in my zone. Think any bad vibes can come in my own. Can't get where the next milestone. Hey yo, listen up, my mate. I said no one believes your tirades. That's a big signal of your mind state. I said this right here, me refined taste. I don't wanna see you above your station. I don't know where your mind's strayed. It's criminal what your side says. Contributing to the crime rate. Yeah, good on my ones. What? Good on my ones. Yeah, good on my ones. Them not there could never try ones. What? Good on my ones. Yeah, good on my ones. What? Good on my ones. Bygones can't be bygones. Yeah, good on my ones. Them not there could never try once. 100% whatever I'm on. Bygones can't be bygones. I said head down, locked in flight mode on. My guy go right your runs. I said no one cares about your rants or feelings. I had to bite my tongue. Yeah. What? Yeah, good on my ones. Them not there could never try one. Yeah. What? Yeah, good on my ones. Bygones can't be bygones. Yeah. What? Yeah, good on my ones. Them not there could never try one. Yeah. What? Yeah, good on my ones. Bygones can't be bygones. Yo, good on my nelly. These bars, everything cool and steady. Start right from when I scoop my record. Can't live unsteady. Fueled up gasoline or petty. Fresh, haven't been there leggy. From time we've been breaking scales, cause sometimes been way too heavy. Yo, good on my J's. I can't hide, not look on my face. Been round there, I was up on my space. Could write a book on my takes. Still here, still trying to be learning. I can't be stuck in my ways. I got a big bag of dubs in a backpack. Look at my double my crate. Yo, good on my ones. Them look there could never try once. 100% whatever I'm on. Bygones can't be bygones. I said head down, locked in flight mode on. My guy go right your wrongs. I said no one cares about your rants or feelings. I let to bite my tongue.
He's popped off again. The rinses this man has been getting are insane, by the way, if you aren't aware. Tell him, sir. And also, like, this is impressive. Collaborating with the dude who has this, like, rap tone and sounds nice on it.
Yeah.
No, I stand with Stand in solidarity.
Back stealth, I'll be covering tracks, yeah. What? Good on my own, protected, they can't run in my zone. Think any bad vibes.
I think, like, the wub, I don't know, the mix could be a little scooped out more for the vocal in some places.
In my own content where the next mouse. Yeah, good on my ones. What? Good on my ones.
And I think the vocal might as well have more mid-range in him.
What? Yeah, good on my ones. Them not there could never try one. Yeah. What? Yeah, good on my ones. Bygones can't remind them. Yo, good on my Nelly. These bars everything cool and steady. Start right from when I street my record. Can't live unsteady.
Yeah, and some of the timing on the vocal I think can be quantized. Like you hear clearly where the snare hits, and he's like a little beat after on a lot of the syllables.
These bars everything cool and steady. Start right from when I street my record. Can't live unsteady. Fueled up gasoline or petty. Fresh up in there leggy.
Yeah.
From time we've been breaking scales because sublime's been way too heavy.
And don't underestimate how much that does. So yeah, I would like, unfortunately, man, scoop the basses a little and like kind of saturate the vocal, like get the mid range nice. You know, it almost sounds like you're prioritizing the sound of the bass over the vocal. But I wouldn't switch it around, you know. I love that. So hats, I'm feeling weird about such heavy stereo on them. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yes. I'm in limbo. And yeah, get that sub right, you know the deal.
Good on my ones. Get me. Rat J microphone sent around tight done Jamal. Sent whatever.
Both. Especially the B section though.
Whatever.
Just make this vocal and the bass sit proper together through negotiating their frequencies, yes. And don't be afraid of a bit of like multi-band on vocal saturation stuff.
No one cares about your rants or feelings. To bite my tongue. Yeah, good on my jack. First time thought I was running it back. Not free rides, no one stood on my back. Stealth, I'll be covering tracks, yeah. What? Good on my own, protected. They can't run in my zone. Think any bad vibes can come in my own. Can't get where the next milestone. Hey, yo, listen up, my mate. I said no one believes your time.
I'm not a fan of the white noise, just because it's a low reach. Yeah, reference vocal tracks for real, and it sounds nice. Yeah, the white noise on all these impacts, like a bit of a spicier, like kind of sound with more character, even if it's just a little that could be fun, just like some kind of dark reverby like downlifter, or if it's a crash or something.
Criminal what your side says, contributing to the crime rate. Yeah, good on my ones. What? Good on my ones. Yeah, good on my ones. Them not there could never try one.
For some reason, I feel like a bit more.
What? Good on my ones. Yeah, good on my ones. What? Good on my ones. I'll stop. Hey, yo.
Bit more percussion swing.
I said no one believes your time. That's a big signal that your mind stay. I said this right here, make my mind say. I don't want to see you move your station. I don't know where your mind strayed. It's criminal what your side says. Contribute.
And these like kind of background perks, they sound somewhat random.
Into the crime rate.
And if you want them to like drive the rhythm of the track more, I mean, sync them up, obvious. And I'll maybe at least have like some slightly drier signal or like some, I don't know. I do like the feel they have.
Yeah, good on my ones. What? Yeah, good on my ones. Bygones can't remind me. Yeah. What?
Yeah, something about the sub here.
From time we've been breaking skin my ways. I got a big bag of dubs in a backpack. Look at my double mic crate. Yo, good on my ones. Them lot there could never try once. 100% whatever I'm on. Bygones caught the bygones. I've set head down, locked in flight mode on. My guy go right, you're wrong. I've said no one cares about your rants or feelings.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of these background elements are cutting above the vocal when I honestly think maybe that should never happen. For real. All right. I was dead. Namaste. Pretty. Yeah. Yeah. The one on the right is the one on the bottom is mini meters. The one on the right is just quote waveform visualizer. I just looked up something for it for OBS and I found it and it's customizable. I don't really run it while cooking. I mean, I could. It's just a lot. I don't know. There seems to be a rabbit hole in like having that open as you're making every little thing. I mean, it essentially has everything we've been using. It's the thing, you know? And you can even like freeze the waveform. But I say visual. True. I don't know. Low-key, if it was like a VST, I might use it more. I just don't like having to deal with it around my window. Feels like I'm an FL Studio gamer. No, that's true. Train your ear. All right. I don't know. There's some shit you can do with mini meters, man. Overall verdict. Try it yourself. All right. First of all, I need to get some things out of the way. Sub too loud. More hats. Like, sometimes it's gotta be messed with these color bases. It's not filling up the full spectrum, you know. I'm almost hoping for layers or... How so? Sir. Triplets will be dope. True. Whoa, whoa. Triplet off the dome. Nobody gets do like me. I don't know. It's a shell. Because as I'm listening more, you hear all these layers like kind of working to like divide this like coordinate rhythm in a spicy way, but they just aren't fat enough to do so. Or always. I don't know. I would push it more progressive, layer more, and that will brighten up the mix to answer all the questions in one fell swoop. Yes. No, and Bermuda is real as shit. I'm glad you said that. Absolutely. Because I don't know, like there's a threshold. Okay, here's a metaphor. It's like a strength build or whatever, right? Like you can hit slow, but every time you hit, it's hard, so it's worth it. You know what I mean? Or with a bit of nimbility, like you can strike a little more like strangely, a little more erratically, but it's still smooth because it's not just like smacking in the face every time. All right. But yeah, essentially like the heavier sound is a lot of time the simpler rhythm it requires, and like the lighter sound is it can go heavier. The same thing with like melodies, you know, like you can go crazy on the hats. If you go as crazy on the hats as you do in the kicks, like you might run into some illness. All right. So yeah, spice up the flow and or chunk it heavier and or layer it to fill out the mix. I said it all. I said it all, my man. Bro. And yeah, do something with the arrangement so it's not sub nonstop. That's my rule. I'm about to skip any track that has the sub on for the entirety of their track. Who does that, man? No, everyone does. I'd at least have it feel a lot lighter, you know, or have a Reese versus like sustained sub or something more 808, you know, as opposed, because it's just a way to ruin the contrast. divisive opinion, but I would pay that mind to how the intro feels. Maybe have some more textures in the intro that aren't just color. You know, like everything is vocoded, but if everything is vocoded, nothing is. Whoa, this is deep, man. Not true, but essentially it loses a bit of its charm when you don't compare it against these bright, beautiful boys. All right. That went over my head until the arrow. Why are there birds in here, man? What the Let that bird in. That's pretty raw. Sub destroying. Dude. Way too much sub. New rule, don't. Alright. No, throw down Spectrum on your track before you push it to this live stream. I'll say it. Because like the amount of effort to yes. You said it better. I know what a sub sounds like. I don't need to hear it in the same song. Every song uses the same instrument. Every song has kicks and snares and hats and sub bass. No variety, dude. Alright, /s. But the amount of effort, like, to at the very least just take like a reference track. It can be anything, like anything bass music. Look at it on your Spectrum and EQ your master so your own track more or less lines up to it. It's a very small amount of effort. And it saves you a lot. So do that. Do that, man. And leave the stylistic choices to the others. Yes, this is true. It's something I haven't done. Well, probably because I already know these headphones well enough. But you can like hardware adjust your shit. You know, look online. There's like guides for it. But don't overcompensate on the sub. You know what I mean? Like while you're making it, if you love to feel that sub, good. But at the end, a quick reference, my man. Another thing, like high pass is easy to like transition this in if you're worried about it overpowering. simple, bro. Too much stuff, like. So drum splice, I'll switch out the kick to something a little meaner. Just a little transient clicky for a sauce. I mean, and just take inspiration from drum patterns. Find a drum pattern you're like, ooh, or a song you really enjoy, and do what they're doing. This one is pretty simple, you know. The ones I like, boop, 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 cut, cut, you know, boop, cut, boop, boop, cut, boop, cut, boop. These are all very straight, you know, like hit more kind of subdivisions. So you're hitting like bigger beats, move them a little left, a little right, and try that if you won't reference, or do both. Like there's a lot of spice just with snares, kicks, and hats, especially with kicks. You know, that's what I mess with the most. But on top of that, you know, another drum layer, a little percussion layer, some type of drum loop is always nice. I fuck with the main sound design. I like the birds. I think the intro could have more of a transition. Way too much sub. I just like the slow bend, the sound design. Needs a break in the middle, I would say. Enjoy that. This kind of cadence I would avoid. Yeah. Add fills. And the rest of the phrase will unfold before you. Break in the middle towards the second drop, you can spice it nice. Pushing harmonics. Alright. I enjoy it.
Given by another, but the actually what is, what you are, not what you think you are, or what you think you should be, but what actually is going on. Find out the whole structure of it.
is honestly second drop on this might be some of my favorite from you. I don't know. I love the layers. Like, but once again, I'm just impressed is the fact like you didn't change your overall formula, but you can see the ingredients increase in quality over time. So yeah. Really tasteful layers. I would say like, I don't know, the sub work is awesome. I love that you're doing more advanced stuff with that. You know, because every sub is very familiar with the sustain root note. But when you hit them with the woo 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 woo, they don't know what to do. Many will implode. And you will be not held accountable because they signed a waiver upon bumping. And mix pretty clean. I would say overall these kind of percussion top sound effect layers are a little on the loud side. And I'll prefer stuff like this pad to come up in the bass, you know, proportionally. The bass. That's, wow. Man shopping at Sprouts now. The quality, man. Saturation, any alternative. So it depends what you're trying to do. I don't know, that's pretty vague. Are you saturating to make a fat, gnarly bass? To just like try to brighten it, to try to get more mid-range, to try to get more low end, to try to bite it? Alright. But I'd be plugging fresh air. Use it carefully though. And by carefully, I mean like put it on every group, crank it to the max. And yeah, slate fresh air. Never mind, I have to use it on my track. Slate. It will be called. It's very nice for enhancing high end. Saturation. If you haven't tried it, try multi-band saturation. It'll be something really nice to go deep into. Oh, really? Spectre. I haven't heard of this. Because low-key, when I do, I either use like a rack or I just die. No, or isotope trash, but the interface of those two isn't very welcoming. Isn't very easy to get results fast. All right. Details. Why did you send me magnet : UE? No. No. He didn't. That's all right. Focus. Fresh air, multiband saturation. Classic OTT, classic multiband compression. Fab filter Saturn, also nice. You know, it depends what you're doing with saturation, but I covered a few. You know, otherwise for sound design, saturation, distortion stuff, you know, like Rift, Ableton Saturator is fine. Isotope Trash is fine. M Wave Shaper. So more mid on this mid bass, maybe even on the sub would be a treat. And yes, and real is right. Especially, yeah, that kind of functions as multiband saturation, especially since it's easy to shift the band you are distorting. So more mid, like on the bass, like sub and mid bass. It sounds like the kick. I'm not a fan of like this reverb I'm picking up on. It sounds pretty MIDI, pretty transient-y now that I'm turning it up. Heard it through the monitors. Not quite in the same space as the rest. I want to hear more of that. I love that sound.
But by Allah, what you are. Give what you.
A little more washiness in the intro for a treat. All right. Appreciate. Future. Oh shit, man. Oh, it's when you see this shit, when you see the gradient with the noise over it, you already know you're about to hear some harmony that is really nice for a stream. Yeah. Oh, already that progression is fucking. All right. First of all, my vocal idea for it. I was in the studio. I was going. I don't know. Yui's just really nice. He really is his own thing. He feels it. I said what I now. It's like future bass if it didn't use supersaws. But like more like, I don't know, like what is the beat influenced by? Because I fuck with really similar beats. It's like what, like 90, 100, 90 to 110 BPM. Like kind of like a break beat. The arrange was like more chill, like almost R&B-ish in the selection of chords. I don't know. 90s boom bap-ish. I don't know, it's weird. When you're as deep as this MF, like, it's hard to speak in genres. Like, I don't know. Boom bap. Listen, I love it though. Cause like man just selected his favorite things from like each thing and put it together. And that's how you do this. But the thing is, Mans didn't stop at fucking bass sound design, alright? That's what you all have to learn. Harmony and melody and theory and improve your drums. And scheme on arrangement on layers, you know? Yeah. Very true, especially with like the second drop. I really like this sound. It's like subtle, but it's got that chunk and cool modulation. Like straight, but it's got that talk. Bow, bow, bow. Sound full enough? I don't know. I'm never happy with the sound of vocoders a lot of the time. It's really weird to get them sounding right. Inform the masses, bro. We need a town crier. Yelling to the streets. And he opens his mouth and it just plays. Probably true, but who has that, man? I don't know, it's hard to say. Or like even like layering an octave on it, like we'll find some way to make these like color bass dudes sound full. Like layer an octave so it gets some high end like layers. Like redux it. Noise. I don't know. It's gonna have something to do with layering. Or like letting some dry signal through. Low-key like talkbox shit. Or like I think there's some plugins that like create a similar effect in different ways. Oh. What one is I mean it's obvious, Convolver. Convolution. I usually prefer the sound of that. This type shit. I don't know. I don't know. Drums a little loud at these breaks. Slightly loud, maybe the snare a little much and the drops. sub, nice. Super Saw, we chatted on. Yeah. Second drops is plenty as is. That's a really nice mid bass and nice riff. Moving through these different fruits. He's too nice with it to this day. Shout out to Cat. We cut off early, man. We had 14 seconds to. You cooking? No, the improvement is real. The amount of layers is really doing it justice. Well, and little offbeat things, yeah. Somebody said closey. I don't know. I'm really impressed by this. This seems to be a huge step up in terms of just sound selection layers. It's just really nice, man. Bass nice. Ring is nice. Has proper harmony. Little ear candies in left and right. Nice amount of percussion. I don't know if I'm a fan of the stereo one though. Hat. Nice little fill arrangement. I think your sub could come up. Something doesn't sound right about the brightness of that bass. Or the womp 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 I'm speaking on. The lead. No, I enjoy the ear candy a lot. Like, it still sits in the background overall. And it's surprisingly tasteful, like, for someone that says it feels like too much. What are you saying, bro? Oh. I honestly don't love that everything gets so gated. Erhu. Yes. Bermuda is spitting. This type of layers is heavily admired. These type of layers. This type of layer art. No, I enjoy this darkness. It lets you like reflect on your life. Everything steps back. It's like, let this air hit it, man. Float past him in. Wow. Honestly amazing. I might revisit this. This has been a blessing. Almost makes you think of like New Age if it had like a stank ass 808. Yeah. I would work something around the gate or something different. I don't know, man. Maybe like bring up the bass overall, and then when the drop hits, a little spice. Auto pan. Sure. Or even like try doing like the flow of it. Just on an instrument. You know, like the Erhu. I don't know, like I just found the layering so beautiful, I don't want to interrupt. Other stuff like, yeah, honestly super nice. Like mix down could come up a bit, like some of the sound selections, they're nice sound, they just have like slight amateur tinge to them, like the boom, 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 you know, overuse of gating. That kind of feel could be a little less loud. Snare could use some brightness. Layers could come in a little more one by one in areas. And yeah, that like saw a little bright. Yeah. Like some mixed things, some of the arrangement like a little more subtle, a little more over time maybe. and just slight sound selection like cultivation. We'll bring it to that next level. But really, really nice. I'm very impressed. Especially this seems to be a globe of sorts. New Year's tune, hooray! Notes heard. Beautiful. No, I mean, just the musical content alone just really stands out. Just 4-3, 4-3. Chords I reach for always. Extended chords too, you're blessed. Changing that rhythm. I like how these saws fade in and out, and nice chunky flow on the space. Man. I think the drums are fine. Like, if anything, you know, treat it like, you know, just a phrase, you know, have a kind of like fill at the end of things. That'll do. Layer them towards second half, standard. Yeah. Second drop does fit really nice. Lovely melody, man. Nice build, move. Yeah. So some stuff like the sound selection is fine, but I don't know, something about it. It's not quite pristine. I think they're like too kind of like late reverby And a little too bright overall, a little too processed. Somewhat. A little honky in the mids. Bass a little distorted. I don't know, like it's synth wavy, you know? But it just has this dubstep-y brightness, my man. And I think you can, like, instead of high passing for these breaks, I would rather low pass, you know? Less bright. The harp is nice. Maybe like compress these sounds. Like, because when the saw swells up, it's like, whoa, it's a lot. Levels here. Maybe a little cymbal, a little ride here. Fill out some of the high end of the space. Ear candy max it, if you will. As this treat. Sure. Yeah, ear candy layers, watch the brightness, watch the kind of tone, the processing. Drums are fine, maybe like little layers and areas, little fills towards the ends of phrases with the drums. Intro and break could be a little more dim, a little more different. And yeah. Alright, dude. Let's unwrap it. Hooray, all the time. Appreciate you. Hard. Piercing. That is insane. All right, you chefed. I'm enjoying this from you, I would say. However, perish. Don't perish. No, the end kind of got deranged. No lie. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'd be happy without the end section. Like, what happened? What happened, man? And it's just something very intense to leave the listener off on, when usually the outro is to tie up loose ends rather than implode to a million tendrils of unawareness. It's so fucking crowded, man. What do you mean? We have electric guitar. We have pop sample. We have like this little bass in the background. Everywhere. You're reversing. A lot of stuff is like occupying the same range as this vocal, I feel, like the guitar. We still have full drums after the whole drop, which makes it slightly exhausting. What is the vision? I can't really make out the solo nonetheless. Yeah. Don't encourage this behavior. Straight up. You know, like, but also I'm not sure, like, yeah, maybe shoot up the vocal. I'm not sure what is sample, what isn't, like, you know, because the sample would probably like the context of the original harmony and stuff. All right. No, but even in the sense, if like your goal was like, were you just trying to like flex the solo at the end? Like, I guess there was some type of pun happening, like time, which is funny now that I know that. I didn't know it though, but now I enjoy it a little more. I do. Or like, are you just trying to like end on a note of like, oh, it just like descends into like a mess over time? Because if that, then I would like do it gradually and like maybe like increase like distortion, increase like volume towards the end before it like kind of falls apart. Yeah. So like I would try to like put them in distinct places or only have one, maybe like remove the vocal. Watch like what this like plucky bass is doing on the bottom, like have it support more. It's a little complex on top of everything else. All right. For the rest though, I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. This bass is a little piercing on the high. And some stuff's a little harsh on the high and like that fill and a little distorted on the highs. Little side chain could be nice. Snare's a little bit louder than the kick, I would say. Feels weird fizzling out. That's hard, and I like little offbeat hits. It's good. I like this break. I like how it switches up, like pitching this vocal up and down. You don't hear that often. Still like slightly on the crowded side, but not bad for this mid section. It builds tension pretty nice. I would strip a little more back, like for the final moments of the pre-drop, and bring that so high vocal a little low. And you could actually repitch it so high, so high. You know, like a few semitones could kind of drag it to the root note, and it will sound a little more seamless. I like the sound design. I like the phrases. This tune. I was really hamming on the final part. Yet the rest of it might be my favorite from you. So, fun love. Apologies. Mess with it. Also, like, there might even be a stem splitter for like the guitar or some. But duplicity version 2. The bad. Oh jeez. I You cooked on that. Once again, different with it, yet tasteful with it. Two things Concow strives to be and execute with flaw. Without flaw. Alright, well. No, little synthy riffs. That little shaky egg. That alone had me. And had some just ominous tension with like the harmonic basses flowing in and out. I mean, like it's more of so guitar, bass guitar solo. That's what it is. All right. I mean, I would just like compress the shit out of things because when you're modulating, it's hard. Because all of a sudden you're following the bass, and then it sounds like, oh, this dude is being way too loud. He's talking over. I can't hear the lovely bass solo. Feeling this is shit. Stroking is shit. I'm feeling it out. It's a pretty cow. The cow has eyelashes, bro. I got mascara on. Is this you on the bass guitar? Whoever it is, they chefed. Too crunchy or tingy? I mean, I think a little crunch is fine because that's pretty standard for like amplified instruments, you know, a little distortion. It's not you. Who is it? Other stuff like multi-bandit, maybe. You know, if you're afraid of the crunch, then I mean, don't do that. Just keep it to EQ. Don't let it clip. Fresh air, multi-band. Bryant Bass Whisper. So yeah, like compress the levels of that bass, like let that thing sit on top. I mean the mid bass as opposed to the bass solo, the lead. Maybe even slight delays on it. I believe in it processing a little more. Trying to get a nice and clear tone out of it. Even layering it in a slight sense. For the cat behind me right now, he's laying insane. My fault. I killed his vibe. But I provide him a new one. This is the essence of this world. He always lays like that. He's strange. It's a baby. Too far in the mix. Too bright. Too bright. Thank you. I appreciate it. I did a little something. Hey, I did a little something. Hey. Give him some mids, my man. While she though, no. I wouldn't say. Maybe ride that last bass sound out a little longer to morph into this outro. Yes. Really interesting. Yay.
Bottle girls bringing all the sparklers in. Sirens on, feel like the ice cream man. They try to keep me out, but I just hide in. She brought a friend, they wanna eat, told them we dining in. We dining in. Dining in. We dining in.
That's hard.
Friend, they wanna eat, told them we dining in. Dining in. We dining in. Feel like the ice cream man. We dining in. Dining in. We dining in. Friend, they wanna eat, told them we dining in. Dining in. We dining in. I just hide my name. We dining in. Dining in. We dining in. Friend, they wanna eat, told them we dining in. Dining in. We dining in. Feel like the ice cream man. We dining in. Dining in. We dining in. Friend, they wanna eat, told them we dining in. Dining in. We dining in. I just hide my name.
That was insane. Ad-libs. Yeah, is this like an original track sampled or like the vocal versus the thing? Like what is this? Ad-libs would be really nice, no matter what. Kid singing. True. Instead of the spikes, what do you mean? Like on the waveform? I mean, that's just compression. Compress it, limit it, soft clip it. Are these different samples or like from the same set of stems? I mean, it's Ice Cream Song and he's talking about, I don't know. Sure. I think there's like sample libraries for that if you want kids singing on a track. He had one question. At least he was pretty honest about it. He said two. All right. Yeah, autopan is fun. Beat is stanky. Bass is stink. Snare pretty loud. Transient shape it a little. Yeah, more kind of ad-libs like process in the back a little. That's slightly loud maybe. There, no. Maybe. Little impacts and like risers to make the transitions more interesting. Would be appreciated. Structure is decent. Did I mute myself? I said impacts and risers to smooth over transitions would be nice. Yeah. Nice pickup. It also goes ding, which is kind of a different key from the Ice Cream tune, the rest of the tune. Ding, ding, ding. More like a half step up. Or like ding, ding, ding. Which would be like what? 6 steps? Sure. Or 1. Yeah, other thing, multiband compression, if you're interested in that. And just leveling. Yeah.
Keep me up.
Yes, structure solid, ideas solid, like play with more layers, more kind of stuff to pad over these transitions. It'll sound more profesh and natural. Yeah, and also you could probably take your time on some of these sections and the outro to have it reach more about 2 minutes. The outro especially. All right, moving on. What can I say? I mean, you can just trim it. You can make a track. If you're in the studio, like, all right, I got to make sure this entire track is less than 3 minutes or else Bunting won't play it. No, just cut it at the end. All right. Whatever, dude. This is nice. Ooh. Damn. Damn. Haven't seen him in a minute, but he's still chefing. Per usual. I was impressed. Right away, that intro, I said, ooh. I said, ooh is what I said. When that kind of bass riff came in. And it was pretty nicely layered. There's this weird quality across the mix, though. Like, it sounds like what happened. It sounds limited on high end. Something weird happened on like the master or the processing. Are y'all hearing this? Sounds like low quality. It sounds like MP3. Some messed up. I feel a Sunrise vibe. I would say your sub can come up a little. Overall a little compressed. It might be like the weird processing, but even at the beginning, like even though it's lower in volume, it still felt slightly flat to me. So overall, I would do less from what I'm aware of. I love that burn the modulation. Different kick probably, for real. Percussion is really cooking, man. This flute sounds pretty sampled. I would have some type of modulation on it, or like, you know, almost like a phaser or like some type of peak sweeping through, just so it keeps the fluid. Or maybe a little more envelope overall. Yeah. Love the ding, ding, ding. What is that sound? Like little like tribal like ding ding ding. What is that, man? Tell me. Because I'm writing it down. I want to use it in a song. Such a trope that I always enjoy. Flow is limited. I mean, strip back some of the layers and start from the bass. Or even like, you know, it's all kind of dragged out long notes. Flute. Nice second part variation. Ear candies can be a little more quiet. I like some kind of melodic-ish ear candies here and there. Would be nice. All right. Man. This is interesting. impactful. I mean, I'm not sure, but my first thought is just switch the octave. That would do something for you. And if you really want to keep it the same, then I would strip back everything, you know, and then bring in the beat. You know, almost in the sense like how beats create that feeling. The melody begins and then boom. You know, and the rhythmic anticipation is built in the melody itself. So tight. How do you send? Read description. Tracks accepted 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. Join Discord. Period. What makes it lose momentum a bit is it sounds like downbeat and then it comes in, which is weird. And it's like I'm reset. Find some way to lock those in. Not sure what the timing is. Riser, some type of forward momentum. Maybe like delay this vocal or reverb. Like there's no real indication of direction. Where is it? Need that. And yeah, same thing with that. Like I mentioned, the kind of beat style arrangement. Need these like transition moments. Use that. Use these effects. Use these filters. Use them, bro. Use them. We're arriving. Also strange, like so like drop here, it made me feel like a drop here. Build here, drop here. But it's like this is like kind of the break area, and then it's like slight little transition to like more drop. I'm not sure what's happening here. Like this part feels too droppy compared to the main drop. Maybe taking the noise away from that bass would do a lot for you. And I'm not like feeling like the tonal gravity. Like it's just very drony. Because it's not really, I mean, it's like chordal. Interesting. I mean, switch it half steps. I mean, that's, yeah. You know, or hit more chords. And that'll give you more room, you know? Just keep working. Like, if you want to improve quickly, critically assess your music. Right, next to reference, you know, that's the most thing. Or take lessons or continue asking for feedback. But like really like implement, like if there's anything I would focus on is like structure, transitioning. Melody, harmony. layering, essentially in that order for what we have. Here's this link, should work. I don't know why they mess up, but yeah, Friday. We'll see you in the stream. All right. Holy shit, man. 5 minutes Skrillex remix. Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. That's all we get. Okay. So something that I'm gonna get off my chest. So this much sub the whole time. I'd watch out for it. Also, from the waveform alone, you can see sub is louder here than during the actual drop, which is a big no-no. You want to make sure that the actual drop is the loudest generally. Mix, I don't see a lot of complaint. It sounds pretty clean. Basses are too bright. Need more drums. Too much cymbal brightness. Cymbal mix. I would cut out like all the drums for this boom boom. You know. Other thing is like This vocal should be way further up in the mix. Maybe be louder. Not really. That's not what stands out, but reference it to a standard. Just make sure the sub isn't louder for this section rather than the drop. This one lead wants to have so much more brightness, like an octave on it, like supersaw octave. Outro's fine. If anything, I would simmer it down to something more akin to this. And use a bit more of a reverb wash to smooth. That's it. I would be relatively confident in your work. Just reference the final steps of the mix. You know, make sure your build has a lot of impact, you know, and the pre-drop is super clean. Rest of that in the future, I mean, look a little more on arrangements. Trying to build some contrast so it's not so full nonstop. But this is to meditate upon, truly, in the recesses of your home. In terms of variation's sake, like with a track that long, like I think you want a plentiful amount of variations. And not just variations, but like different feels in the sound design you put across, you know, different levels of layers. All the above, it's something to meditate upon. It's truly.
You can watch me die. Ice cold with the blab, keep a stick in it.
Wow, that's mean. Wow, man. That's a journey. Really impressive. One of my favorite of the night. Like, drop is so impactful when it hits. That outro just hits you with some feels as well. Credit for like switching it up for those sections, you know? You really, really made it pay off. If anything, like, I think he could bring up the hype on the build, because that drop always hit me, but my tank wasn't tickled by the build. Like, I think I wanted to get brighter, you know, Ice cold. And it feels like it starts late, it really doesn't go long. If we get like less than 10 seconds of build, that's a pretty tiny build, especially for what it does. Ice cold with the blab, keep a stick in it. Alright. Alright, ban this. Cool variation. Give this MS some flavor. I want this base to be bigger. Wasn't quite as mean as the first. I love the way it transitions and these little flows. So nice. Bermuda spitting. Hard as shit. You can watch me die. Clap pretty damn loud. I'm not always the largest fan of this much noise on the sub. Layered already with high stuff. A little down on the noise. There too. Low. Love that. ASMR. Want like a gradual rising feel. Maybe a vocal reverse reverb. Too much, man. Hey. It never misses. Not once has it missed. You can watch me die. Ice cold with the blab, keep a stick in it. Pretty bright there. Beyond that, yeah, be proud to solve this one because I'm impressed. And like clean on the mix down. Ooh, what a lovely pick. Looks actually 3D rendered too. I love that. Floating car solo in a barless car. I'm proud of him. The best mix I've heard from you yet. Absolutely. And structure just so keen. But the mix really helps it pay off. For real. Alright. Let's run it. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. So nice. Wow. Amazing. Why haven't you submitted sooner? I hate this MF. That was phenomenal. Such good sound selection, like that Reese plus the tremolo strings. It's so tense, man. And the vocal was unexpected, but so smooth on it. So trancey. Love this, just like beautiful down tempo. I love all these raps. I don't know. I'm on the fence about the telephone-ish effect. Little pre-drop and all that. Give us that low end. Give us a little less sidechain. A little more clap, like a little more final sounding snare or something. I'm feeling a snare and I'm feeling a little loud. Like low, like war drum sound, timpani. Boom, 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 boom. Real nice. They mesh wonderfully. I don't know, or like if you're still trying to tease it, it just sounds like I was satisfied with the feel of that. Like starting on the in order to bring the clap in, I don't know. It kind of misses the listener, but if you're gonna hold the snare back, have a really good reason, or like make it feel really tense, even like a ride you're leading through here. But that was such a nice pre-drop. I don't see why you wouldn't want to have it all. Maybe. On the fence. I'm on the fence, man. Meditate. Yeah. Vocal chops, they do sound like coming from somewhere else, but in a really nice way. Like, really impressive. And if you want it a little more meshed, then attempt having some chops of it earlier. Love that lead. Just so many wonderful sounds, man. Structure immaculate, sound selection beautiful. Harmonies, melodies, right amount of layers. I honestly love the texture of like the saws with this tremolo string more. Almost when I hit this drop, maybe I wish like it was either brighter or even dimmer. You know, something about it not having the top strings. I'm like, come on, man, I don't want to listen to Reese. He's real. Appreciate you. 3-hour stream. This one has revived me though. You're kind of missing the transient there, missing the punch, maybe a little sidechain for him. Also sub. It's quite loud here, a little too loud. Push in limiter, push in dB. That's it. Appreciate you all. Very impressed with your first submission, man. I hope to see you many more times, many more sesh. For anyone who doesn't know, every Friday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Submissions open in the feedback channel. Slip your track in, I'll review it and give my thoughts, the majority of them. It's constructive and nice fashion. That being said, link in the description if you need to rewatch this stream. And check out the other links in there if you want to join the Discord. To submit, engage in the community, have fun. And other links are to support me. Cop some free sample packs, some paid ones, the Patreon. Just listen to my music. All are very appreciated for tips. Can we do Mind Parkour? It's too late. But hop on Mind Parkour with the boys if you really want to, man. All right. Bye. See you next week.